Now to a CVM News follow-up. Hostage negotiations are often stern but delicate situations involving innocent civilians at the mercy of criminals in enclosed spaces. Only last weekend we learned of a hostage situation at a supermarket in Spalding in which 4 gunmen barricaded themselves for hours before later surrendering on a live stream. Now, one of the few fully trained experts in Jamaica shared insights into what typically goes into these negotiations and what to do if held against one's will. Crisis and hostage negotiator Dr. Jason Mackay has been a familiar face in the media for his efforts in diffusing kidnapping and hostage situations. Though not frequent in Jamaica, hostage situations, when they do happen, most end without casualty and with convictions. Criminologist Dr. Mackay shared with CVM News Tuesday memories of a number of cases he has worked on locally after several years of training to federal standard in the United States with another colleague in the JCF in preparation for the Cricket World Cup in 2007.
The Christine English case was, one of them that I was involved in, and I remember that one because that was a very public case, and it was a case that involved, persons who were convicted, and from a diverse, various communities, Western Kingston, Garden Town, various places that, you saw a blend of criminals getting together for that act. The Sylvia Edwards one was another terrible one, which I think that one, certain changes in policy probably occurred because of that one.
It was mandated back then for both men to never be off the island at the same time in the event such a situation developed. Since then, he says more teams have been formed and training of members to some extent had increased. But what really goes into diffusing a hostile kidnapping or hostage situation?
It's usually on a phone, and what is that is unusual is that you see the worst of the criminal being offered to you. So he's talking, usually when you talk to a criminal and you interview them, he's always trying to make himself look like not such a bad guy. But a kidnapper, a hostage taker, he's trying to let you know how brutal he is and what he's capable of doing. So it's the only scenario you get to really see that side of him, because he's trying to get something from you. So he's trying to say, I will kill, I will rape, I will cause pain.
Dr. Mackay warns, however, that civilians caught in a hostage situation ought not attempt to emulate moves they may have seen in the Hollywood playbook.
Forget everything you saw in Hollywood. When you're being robbed, same thing as when you're a hostage. Cooperate. Try and not get on the guy's bad side. Try and stay calm. Don't get too concerned about property. Don't get overwhelmed. Just try and be cooperative. Don't give him an excuse to hurt you, because he will hurt you. They're very violent people. They will hurt you.
So screaming and saying, I want to leave, I need to get out of here.
You're just escalating it.
Meantime, these young men, who also suffered injury in an alleged shootout with law enforcement in Spalding, were, however, commended on their quick thinking in going live to herald their surrender. But it was the team of security personnel who were the real stars, making arrests, seizures, and preserving lives in the process. We'll share more on what goes into hostage negotiations, and in particular, the Spalding incident, later this week.